This is Jackie, and I'm here with Mariel of Best X. We are at the last Homedale, New Jersey Warped Tour. Tear. But we'll be good because I mean you're kind of like a Warped Tour vet. How many years have you done a Vans Warped Tour?
So I did the full tour in 2015, and then the 2 years prior I did first almost a week of dates, and then the one before that I did 2 days on the acoustic basement.
And I think the last time we spoke, you were doing Candy Hearts.
Yeah.
So lots of changes. What are some of the highlights that have gone on since the last time we chatted?
Man, I feel like so much cool stuff has happened. They finally played our song on BBC, and I almost cried.
Only almost?
It takes a lot to make me cry.
Okay, fair enough.
I think when I played with Weezer, I actually cried, and then that was it. Never again.
All right, fair enough. That's a good benchmark. I'll take that.
But yeah, that was the most amazing thing, and we've been doing a lot of UK shows that have been so cool. We sold out our first show there, and I never thought with being called Best X and changing our sound and stuff that would happen after that. I thought it would maybe be before that we would have gotten our first sold out gig, but it was then, and I was just so happy.
Yeah, you very recently came back.
Yes. Our record today, our EP is a year old. Yeah.
Crazy. That's some crazy stuff. So what would you say is sort of the evolution of sound from Candy Hearts to Best X?
Well, when we first started, I was definitely a lot younger, and I was really inspired by 90s bands like the Gin Blossoms and the Lemonheads, which I still really love. And we kind of started becoming a little bit more punk than that, which obviously I love our old records. But, when I got older, I just felt like it wasn't really reflective of the kind of music that I still listen to. So we kind of adopted a little bit more of a pop and electronic kind of indie sound. Not that it's fully electronic, because it's not, but it still has a lot of guitar. I love playing that live. But I just felt I don't know, I was so into the 1975 and so into Halsey and bands like that and Taylor Swift, so into Taylor Swift that I just wanted to sound more like what I love.
What's the inspiration behind your latest single, Lonely Life?
This is going to sound quite depressing, but if you're looking for an inspirational thing, this is not it. But I felt I kind of always feel I've always been very alone, and I think people are there's no one who's really going to be there for you as much as you're going to be there for yourself. And I kind of wrote that song about that feeling of, life is lonely, but at least you have your friends there while they're there. And, whether they're there temporarily or not, whenever you get through what you're going through, only you can make yourself feel better about it, but they're going to be there for you after.
I like
and hopefully
that.
during also.
And you are playing today the Shira Girl stage, correct?
Yes, we are.
What's the importance of playing that stage, especially here in New Jersey, as a Jersey girl?
So we got ripped on for playing that stage a little bit, and I think that stage gets ripped on in general because people are Warped relegates the girls to one stage, which is kind of unfortunate. However, Shira recognized that's kind of, that there was no representation. Our guitarist was oh yeah, behind us is a cisgender stage, and he knows exactly what it's that it's overwhelmingly male. And overwhelmingly white male, and I feel the Shira Girl stage not only gives women but everybody, whether you're queer or a person of color or whatever, gives more of an opportunity there. And Shira, she saw that and she started the stage. She took it, she launched her own stage because she's they're not representing me. I'm going to go there and I'm going to represent myself, and she was allowed to keep it. And I think that is just so cool and really respectable, and I'm super proud to be a part of something like that.
Awesome. I love that. So how do you go about choosing your set list for Warped Tour when you've got a short amount of time and a sort of broad collection of songs?
Well, since we were notified 4 days before this set, we chose the songs we knew.
There we go.
So that was a limited amount because our last show was a little bit a while ago. So that's how we choose. But I tried to do, since this is the last Warped Tour, I tried to do a mix of our old material with, one of our new songs also, just so people could hear something familiar and then something new.
And Warped Tour is a great place to find new bands and get new experiences, but so is the online databases of sorts with music streaming. What role do you see music streaming having in 2018 and beyond?
I mean, that's what it is. That's what the music industry is. It's like the most important thing, I think, that exists for the music industry right now, and kind of saved it in a way that, you know, it hurts and helps artists because we're not paid as much, but if no one's buying your record, you're not paid as much anyway, so you might as well have them stream it and at least know who you are, and be able to come to your shows and support you that way.
Is there still a place in music, do you feel, for tangible CDs and vinyl and cassettes? I mean, there are some bands that are still putting out cassettes.
We have a cassette.
I had to buy a cassette player again, and it feels, you know, the 80s is back, and I think we're of a very specific time period where we remember all of these different
I gotta
moments.
be real, I'm not buying anyone's cassette because I have nightmares of rewinding. Now, I was young.
With a pencil.
I was young, and I remember having to rewind the Disney tapes that I loved when I was like a little kid, and I feel like it probably didn't take an hour, but I feel like my perception of time was much different when I was small, and it feels like it took forever. So on that principle alone, I'm not going to buy someone's cassette unless I just want to give them money to support them.
Fair enough.
But I do think there's a huge place for vinyl. I think it's really cool, especially as something you just collect. And I think CDs, you know, people like looking at liner notes and stuff. I personally, I'm like a download streaming gal. Like, I'll go on iTunes, which apparently doesn't exist anymore. So I guess I'm going to have to figure out a new way to get music. But, yeah, I mean, I liked iTunes and downloading stuff right to my phone.
Right. You go with what's easiest.
Yeah.
What role do you see music videos having?
The biggest role, because everything's on YouTube now. I feel like that's the social network of, I mean, I want to say of the future, but it already is. It's already happening. I think it's just great to have, like, that visual component. It really adds so much, and if we're already looking at a million screens at one time, like, to just be able to have that thing where it's like the music and it just gives you full attention. I don't know, it just shows a whole different side of songs, and I just really like it.
Well, on that note, we're going to start our Watch What You Say segment, where Mariel has gone into her own music videos. She has read your comments, and now she's going to respond. So the first one is from Candy Heart's I Miss You.
Okay, so if Tom DeLonge was a girl, this would be her. I kind of agree. I'm not sure if that's a diss or like hurrah. I'll take it as a hurrah because I love Tom DeLonge. And I am inspired by him, and I feel like my voice kind of sounds like him. And also, I don't think he's wrong about aliens. I think that we're all going to be laughing. Well, he's going to be laughing, and we're going to be crying when War of the Worlds happens. So I'm into that. All right, so this one is from Alexis Corrente. Hello, Alexis. This is like the second Rebecca Black, to be honest. All right. Go on YouTube. Look at Rebecca Black. You know, since you're cool making fun of a 13-year-old girl. But she's not 13 anymore. Go look at her. She's actually really good. All right.
And then the last one I think was from Bad Ideas.
Yeah, this is from the Bad Idea video from Clara. This is just like, a Paramore parody. You haven't seen me sing Paramore karaoke. And if you have, I feel like you would like it. So,
And again, that sounds like a compliment.
I'm not sure that was a compliment.
But take it as one anyway.
I love Paramore. I love Haley. And I love singing Paramore karaoke. So, joke's on you.
What's up next for you after Warped Tour?
I'm working on an album, an LP. I'm almost done with it. So I'm just trying to finish that, put it out, and then figure out the next move.
Excellent. Well, stay tuned for much more from Best X. This is Jackie, thanks to Chorus FM and In the Key of Change. Awesome.